Hey, hey, beautiful faces. It's me, Sunnie, and welcome to On the Phone with Sunnie. Yes, it's been a minute since I've done On the Phone with Sunnie podcast. I think the last one I did was with Beulah. I always do one with her. She's so funny. But this one is with a beautiful young lady that I met online, and I'm going to get her on the phone so we can get right into this conversation. Because remember, On the Phone with Sunnie, we try to keep it under 15 minutes, but sometimes the conversation gets so good we'll eventually go over, but I'm going to keep it on schedule. So I'm going to bring on my guest. Her name is Momo. I love it. Then we're going to get into what is Momo. What's the inspiration behind Momo? Momo, are you there, Mama?
I am. How you doing,
Hey.
Sunny?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be. You don't
Yes.
remember we met actually maybe 8 years ago at an
Really?
event in Miami. Yeah.
Oh,
Um, an
refresh.
an arts event. Yeah, but I haven't seen you since then. So, but
Oh
that's
my gosh.
that's
Okay.
fine. We
What
will reconnect in person soon.
yes. Oh, what event was that?
I want to say it was African. I think it was. It was in
Okay.
Miami. It was in
Well,
Miami.
that's if
Yeah.
it's been 8 years ago, I'm gonna be honest. I
You're not
probably
gonna
don't
remember.
even remember.
Yeah.
Not gonna remember. But other than that, it's good
Mhm.
to hear from you again.
Yes. Yes.
And so, what's been going on?
Well, so I launched a dating app.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay. Let's talk about that.
it's called Cuffed Up, and it's for the Black professionals and entrepreneurs 40 plus who
Okay.
are looking for love and looking for actual experiences in real life. It's for the people who are tired of the what you do in text.
Mm,
So if you're
are
tired
you
of
up?
seeing that, are you up? What you doing? I want to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And then a woman will respond with when her availability is, and then it's crickets. So
Mm,
this is we're putting the dates back in dating.
right,
So this way, when you're interested in somebody on the app, you can actually let them know what activities you're interested in that are on the app, and they can request that time to see you. Or if you don't know what you want to do, you can just mark your availability, and your other matches will be able to ask you to the different experiences. We call them links on Cuffed Up.
okay,
So
okay,
then you can just link up and enjoy each other's company. I'm finding that that's what many people are missing is that with all of this texting, things are getting lost in translation. People are not really understanding and getting to know each other in a real way, a real life way, as well
right.
as people are tired of the same activities, the same restaurants all the time that are Instagrammable. They want to do
Mm-hmm.
something different and really engage with somebody when they meet them. And I think also in dating your partner, you have
Right.
the opportunity through Cuffed Up to also surprise your partner with a date and bring it back to the high school feeling of
Oh, that's
asking somebody
different.
out,
Yeah, that's
and
different.
yeah, it's more fun than, what are we doing? We're going to go grab pizza on Friday. So
Right.
instead, you can go on and you can send your husband a quick note. Hey, I'm asking you to go to this concert, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
at this comedy show, or
Mm-hmm.
this nature hike, and then your partner responds, and it's fun and it's cute and it's
I love
a
that.
great thing. I love that you love it.
Yeah, I do because you don't hear anything like that, especially for those apps that they're not catered to like what you're saying with someone
Mhm.
you're already with. You know what I mean? They're not. I
Right.
know you're talking about those who are looking for someone, but if
Mhm.
you have a platform where you're already with someone and you're still
Yes.
able to engage into that just to give a little spark to your relationship, that's
Yes.
that's that's smart thinking. That's something I don't think anybody's doing. You
Oh, I
know?
appreciate that. Well, they're not. So I
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
been doing the research,
Yes.
and also what makes Cuffed Up different in that way is that so we would have people maybe who are married on there and they're dating their spouse. They can also refer their single friends to the app. So
Oh.
everybody's profile will say co-signed by, and it'll have the person's name who referred them, because every user gets a user generated code just for
Right.
them to give out. And so this way we can have some accountability in our community. When you
Mhm.
see co-signed by so and so, then maybe you'll say, "Oh, okay, well they're a friend of so and so's, so
Right.
we're kind of in the same circle." Or that friend may be on better behavior because they
Right.
know
Right.
that they're
Right.
being held accountable because of who brought them onto the site. So
Yeah.
this reduces the proliferation of the AI and the bots that are on so many other dating apps, and you're getting catfished, and this is a way for it to really be a community more than just an app.
Right.
So
Right. I
that's what
love
we're
that.
doing there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
thank you.
love that.
Appreciate that.
So what made you decide to do that? I mean, I listen, I do get I've been married for like over 20 something years.
That's beautiful.
Thank God.
Mhm.
Because I could imagine, I can't imagine based on me getting requests from friends and family, or
Mhm.
family and friends, about trying to connect them with people that I know, or
Mm.
can I match them with someone, or you don't know anyone who would. I have this. An older gentleman. He could
Mhm.
probably be maybe in his maybe late fifth, no, maybe early 60s,
Mhm.
mid 60s or whatever. But he has all these standards, and it's like, okay, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a partner? Are you looking for a trophy? Are you looking
Mm.
for a pet? Or are you looking for a
Mm.
car? Because all these standards and amenities and all these bells and whistles that you're looking for a mate, I don't think that person exists like what you're looking for. But then on the other hand, when I'm looking at him, I mean, he's a well looking, he's a decent looking man, but
Mhm.
there's some things he need to work on as well. So it's like I'm looking at you and you're asking for all this 100% person, and it's like, okay, do you guys really want to be with someone, or you just playing around just to say I'm with someone? So I said all that to say,
Mhm.
what made you decide to come up with this idea for a dating app, which is a great idea, especially now?
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the target demo, so it was for me to say what would I want out of a dating app. I've tried a couple, but I'm actually really so much better in person.
Right.
I'm what many would call the red flag. I don't like to text. I don't like to sit on the phone.
Right.
So for a lot of people, that's a red flag, and it's funny because you'll tell a man that, and at the beginning he'll love to hear that. Oh, you don't like to be on the phone? Me neither. And then
Uh-huh.
when I'm not calling and I'm not texting, he's confused because even though I said that, he's still assuming that I'm going to call and I'm going to text. But I really don't like to do that. I
Okay.
prefer to sit down with you and hang out with you, especially if I'm in a relationship. If I'm working all day, I don't want to talk to you about the work all day. When
Right.
we're together that evening, we can go over it. But I'm
Right.
not that level of high maintenance where I need somebody to call me all day long. I actually prefer that they don't.
Right.
It's not even like, oh, it's cool if they do. It's actually not cool. I would prefer to have my space. So I
Right.
have my own red flag, supposedly. So I said, what kind of app would I like to be on? And the
Right.
kind of app that I would like to be on is exactly what I created. So this way, people who really want to go out and get to know somebody in real life have that option to do so. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what meant more to me than just going through what your favorite color is and who hurt you in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And are you a mama's boy or are you a daddy's girl? All of those things to me are so irrelevant, and they have nothing to do with whether I will enjoy your company or not at the movies.
Right.
So
Right.
in understanding that I have a very busy life. I have several projects always concurrently, so I don't have the same bandwidth to be able to have the type of relationships where perhaps I'm with somebody 7 days a week and I'm calling them all day long and I'm spending all this time with them. However, I do have the time to date occasionally, to I
Mm-hmm.
maybe to go out and have a drink with somebody, or go to the movies with somebody, or go on a nature trail with somebody. I do have the time for those type of activities, and again, I don't have the time to sit and do all of the texting all day long to
Right.
facilitate that. So this to me made more sense. And as well as with the community aspect of the cosigns, now instead of it being just these blanket like weirdos that
Mm.
you could be choosing from, you're
Mm-hmm.
saying, basically going back to what you said, can I have somebody in my community introduce me to somebody?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm bridging that gap there. So we're having people in our community introduce each other to each other, basically, as
Right.
well as moving away from the digital and into the analog. Let's go into real life. Let's go into
Yeah.
actually being in each other's company, in each other's presence,
Right.
and as well as respecting who we are as we've evolved in our dating life and our dating
Mm-hmm.
experiences. There's so much we're inundated right now with all of the dating talk about what the 20-year-olds are doing and how they're navigating relationships. And your first love is nothing like your last love.
Right.
So
Right.
if you've been married, or you've been divorced, or you've been widowed, or maybe never married, your standards have changed. You as a
Mm-hmm.
person have changed,
Mm-hmm.
and what your availability is has changed, and the nature of the type of relationship. And I think in recognizing who you are and the type of relationship is that works best for you, Cuffed Up is here to facilitate that.
So when you say cuffed up,
Yes.
that means you're getting cuffed with the person that you want to spend time with. So
Yes.
a lot of times people get on these apps and
Mm-hmm.
I've heard some success stories where people
Mm-hmm.
found their person on the apps and
Mm-hmm.
they actually got married and they're still married
Mm-hmm.
today, which is a great thing.
It is.
So when you say cuffed up, are you speaking on, you're going to, this is the person that you're going to get cuffed with to be with, or is it someone that you're gonna get cuffed with just to be have a companion?
So that's the thing. It's how you will personally dictate that, and those
Mm,
parameters are for you to decide. So,
right.
cuffed up is, is an old school term, also
Yeah.
referred to cuffing
Cuffing
season.
season.
Yeah,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
but to get to cuffing season, you have to date.
Yeah.
You have to date other people to choose who it is that you want to spend your very, very cold winters with. So how are you going to get there if every single person you talk to is quote unquote the one?
So
Women have
so
stopped dating several men at a time and
exactly.
have tried to just lock in on one man and then get mad when the one man disappoints them. You should have a roster,
Yeah,
and that doesn't
yeah.
mean that these are people that you're physically with, but you should have a couple of different people to choose from to spend your time with.
Right, because they
And
do it.
they sure do.
Yeah.
And when you've done that and you've relieved them of the burden of being everything to you at the very beginning, you allow yourself to see what you like in somebody and somebody else. And maybe you're not as, I don't want to use the word, but the word is desperate.
Yeah,
People will find
that
one
is what it
person.
is. It's
Yeah, you
settling.
find
It's like
it's
settling.
settling. Yeah, you
Yeah.
find one person and you're like, well, I think he's cute, so I'm going to just make him the number one. And then when he
Mhm.
doesn't give you number one kind of behavior and treatment from the very beginning, you're irritated. But who said he was going to be number one? If you were dating three other guys, then you would have seen that he wasn't that all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But you did it because you were so stuck on, well, he sends me good morning texts. Like, good morning text is the bare minimum.
Oh, please.
Like
Oh,
that is so
please.
nothing to me.
Yeah, yeah.
To
And
another
but you
woman,
know
it's
what?
everything.
I don't mean it I don't mean to cut you off,
Sure.
but
Mhm.
a lot of people, they're really in a fantasy. This is just my opinion. And a
Yeah.
lot of times they want this fairy tale. They want a fairy tale, and you can find it.
Yes,
You
definitely.
can create it, but
Hmm.
it's not going to be that, like, you're not going to get this fairy tale like that. Like you say,
Hmm.
you meet one person and then you think that this person is the one because you're not dating more than one person, and that
You
goes
need
for men too.
comparison.
It goes for
Yeah.
men too. But guess what, a lot of people don't even understand what dating means. They don't
I
know
think,
they don't know
yeah.
what dating mean, because you have a lot of men out here, and this is from experience with one of my colleagues. She was
Hmm.
dating, doing the same thing on the app, and she was talking to a few people or whatever, but
Hmm.
these men want all of your time. They wanted all of her
Yes, they
time.
do. Yes, they
Yeah, they
do.
wanted all of her time, and she's trying to get to know everybody. Like, and then when she tells them, she's being very honest and she's being very transparent,
Hmm.
that I am dating other people. Oh, you dating other people? Yes, I'm not in a relationship with anybody.
Right.
I'm dating. So the question is, what does dating means to everybody? What does dating means to the world?
So once upon a time, before whatever's going on now, people used to say they were in the talking phase. Talking is really what the old dating was. You're getting to know somebody. And then I don't know what happened in recent years, but somebody said, and people ran with it, that the talking phase is basically a waste of time. You're
Mm,
supposed to know when you meet somebody if they're the one for you, and you
mm,
go all in.
mm,
And you don't know. And that's what the problem is that people
mhm,
are not willing to actually get to know somebody and then determine what type of relationship they want with that individual. Just because, like, if you have friends, some of your friends are the ones that you confide in, some of the friends that are the ones that you go out and have drinks with, and
mhm,
some of them are the ones that you talk about business with and you
mhm,
celebrate that. All of your friends don't have the same value, purpose, and usage in your life. So
mm-mm.
there's no reason that the romantic prospects that you have in your life all have the same weight.
Right,
Maybe you meet him and he's not as bright as you like for a man, but he's so much fun. So he's your guy that you go skydiving with and go
right,
scuba diving with or
right,
whatever. And he's great for that. Sometimes he comes over and he fixes something at your house.
right,
You and him share a laugh. You helped him with whatever that he needed in his life. And you guys are great. And nobody's mad there. And that
right,
relationship has value. And not because he's no super genius and apparently that's important to you means that you needed to cut him off. And perhaps if you were only dating one man, you would. But if
right.
you were dating several, you would say, oh, well, this guy is great for this. And I appreciate him for who he
He
is.
is.
I don't want to make him anybody else. I want him to be exactly who he is, and who he is for me in this capacity works.
Right.
Now you have another man, maybe he's a super genius, and you have these wonderful, deep philosophical conversations. You're getting so in tune with yourself, and you
Mhm.
love that. And then maybe that's more, your speed for the type of relationship that you want. And then that works for you. And maybe in comparison to the other three guys, that is making him look better. So it's about recognizing that you have different needs as an individual,
Right.
and different people can fit different needs.
Right.
One person, there's 8 billion people on this planet. Looking for one person to be your be all end all immediately It's like
Yeah,
you
it
think
takes
that you have the
time.
lottery
Yeah,
tickets. Like
yeah.
you have the lottery numbers immediately. You know off rip, this is the person that you're going to spend your life with. So you've ignored every single person that approaches you because
Because
you
of
think
that
this
one
is the one.
person. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah.
You haven't even given the world a chance.
Yeah, yeah. That
So
was
it's,
me for a long time. And my mom used to,
oh,
oh yeah, my mom used to ask me all the time, what are you doing? I don't want you to grow old alone because when my dad passed, my mom never
hmm
remarried. And she always said as she got older, because she's no longer with us now, but
hmm
as she got older, she always said she wished she would have had a companion. And
that's it. The
right,
word is
right.
companion.
She wished she would have had a companion because you don't want to grow old alone. This is what she always
hmm
used to tell me. And she says she thanked God for having as many kids as she did because it was 12 of us. But thank
Mm,
God for her daughters because we were there for her during all of her good times, ups, downs, health,
mm.
healthy times, unhealthy times. We were always there. The boys, on the other hand, there were a few that were there, but majority of the times they're always out and gone about their business. You know what I mean? Or
Mm.
getting in some type of trouble. But
Oh no.
yeah, but for the most part, her daughters were always there for her. But she
hmm
always wish she would have always mentioned that she wished she would have had a companion. And because my first relationship that I
hmm
was in for a very not my first relationship, but my
Yeah.
first long relationship,
Meaningful. Yeah.
right,
Long
was
term.
with my son's dad, who just
hmm
recently passed last
I'm
year.
sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
So he was like my what do you want to call it? Like high school, junior high, all the way up to us
Oh.
graduating. Then we had my son and blah blah went on, blah blah blah, whatever. But
hmm
after him, because of the relationship was some toxicity going on there,
hmm
I was on a strict route of finding someone, or not even finding, but trying to meet, or whatever,
hmm
not looking, but if it came to me,
Pain.
right, then I would dissect it and make sure this is someone that I want to really get into. But I was
hmm
talking to multiple people. No, it was not sexual. It was just
hmm
me getting to know these different people. I met my husband 3 times before he became my husband, and didn't know it was the same person in
mm.
3 different times. You see what I mean? So
hmm
you do have to know exactly what it is you want. And like you said, you mentioned that you have these red flags. I don't know who say those flags were red, but
I've heard it. I've heard it many times. It's fine. It doesn't bother me
yeah, but the
because
thing
those
is,
flags are staying.
yes,
So
yeah, but the
it's
thing
not
is,
bothering me.
right, but the thing is, you have to know what it is you
hmm
want. You know what you want in your relationship, because
hmm
we don't know how the universe have it to align us with the person we're supposed to be with. And I do
Right.
believe in that because I met my husband 3 times in 3 different places, 3 years apart.
Mm.
Okay. And we would always tell that story. And I always know sometimes the person that you're supposed to be with, you've seen that person more than once, and it was always in passing, or it was
hmm
always in a place where we were there at the same time, but we never really like encountered each other.
Oh.
Right. But when we talk about the last meetup is when we talked about where we were, and we were like, wait a minute, I was there. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But it all comes out to whatever it is you want in your relationship. Like you said, if you want to be companion in the beginning, you be the companion.
hmm
If you want to make this into a relationship, okay. But before we do that, I'm having some fun with Bob over here right now, because Bob and I are
hmm
getting ready to go camping, and
Right.
Billy, you
Yes.
can't come, Billy. You got to go sit over there for a minute. Let me hang out with Bob.
hmm
'Cause
and I think even too, it's not about like trying to make them jealous because you have
right.
somebody else. It's about you actually exercising your right to have options.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Mm-hmm.
people you can choose from if you choose to choose from them.
Right.
Instead of declining every invitation, maybe you give somebody a shot. Maybe you spend some time with somebody. Also, like I said about I hate texting and talking on the phone.
Right.
I'm much better in person,
Right.
right?
Right.
So now maybe my sarcastic sense of humor is read incorrectly through a text,
Right.
and a man thinks that I disrespected him
Yeah.
instead
Oh,
of
and they're
it
so
being
sensitive.
it'd be very sensitive. Oh my goodness, right? And and my sense of humor can be very ribald. So maybe
Yeah.
I want somebody who gets that and they can see the light in my eyes when I make a joke and know that it's funny instead of thinking I'm being, nasty. So because
Okay.
I
Wait.
don't like a sensitive man.
Let me
I
ask you
really
this.
don't like a sensitive
I
man like
know. Let
that.
me ask you this. Libra, Cancer, Sagittarius, Aries.
Who, for me or
Yeah.
to be with?
No. What are you?
Oh,
Libra.
I'm my sun sign is Cancer,
I
and
figure
I'm
that you was one
yeah.
of them. You was giving
Yes.
me one of them. Libra, Cancer,
Mhm.
Aries, Sagittarius. You was giving me
Yes.
one of them because I know Libras, we can be very sarcastic, but we
Mhm.
don't mean any harm. We're not sarcastic. I can say a little funny, but it comes
Yeah.
off like sometimes people may take it the wrong way or
Take it the
whatever.
wrong way.
Or
Right.
with me talking to you, I've been told that I interrogate, and it's like I'm not interrogating. I'm just asking a question. So
Right.
you have
So
to
you
use
understand.
yes. So that's
It's
why I'm very big on astrology. So that's why I was
Mhm.
like Libra, Cancer,
Mhm.
Aries, Sagittarius, or even Capricorn, because
Mhm.
those traits and characteristics that you're speaking about yourself,
Mhm.
that it's coming out to let me feel you're one of those. You're in one of those signs. So
Right.
you're a
And because
Cancer.
I'm a Cancer too, of course, that it then does mean that I'm nurturing and of course, I'm an excellent listener
Hmm.
and I want to help. I'm all of those things. I'm
You
very
don't.
affectionate,
You're not
but
one of them Cancers who think they know it all.
no, I'm not. I'm not
Okay.
I'm one of those Cancers who, if I hear something that's unfamiliar to me, I say, "Oh, that's
Oh,
interesting. I
yeah,
never heard
yeah,
that before," and I'm
yeah,
intrigued. That's the
yeah.
Cancer that I am. Very
Okay.
open-minded,
Yeah,
and I'm always willing to learn and intrigued by learning something new. I
yeah.
have no cognitive dissonance, so you if you tell me something that maybe like is different than what I have already assumed, then
Right.
I'll be open to hearing that and maybe
Okay.
learning more about it. I'm very, very open-minded in those ways.
That's
So
good.
I would prefer somebody else who's also open-minded. The thing with the text, especially right now with the proliferation of AI, is
Right.
that they're just responding to your text. They're going real quick into ChatGPT and asking it to say, "Hey, what's the best response I can give this person?" I don't want that kind of relationship.
Yeah, and then you can
I don't
tell
want
when
to
it's a
date the robot.
you can tell when it's a chatting when it's a
Yeah.
chatting text.
Right. I'm not interested in that. And so it's
Yeah,
like all of these weird tricks and that they're telling you that you're supposed to do with dating right now. I'm too old for those
I
things.
know. I
I'm
know.
too old for them. I don't have the time and energy. And I'm also not in a place in my life where I'm seeking somebody else to take care of me financially. And it
Right.
seems as if that is exactly what women are being told. This way of women should be submissive and men should take care of them idea has come back around. And I'm not from that era because if
Yeah.
you've ever been financially abused, there's nothing attractive to you about seeking a mate solely for financial gain. If
Yeah.
anybody has ever held it over your head or made you so that you had to do certain things for them just to be able to get that finance or that stability that you're looking for, that
Mm-mm.
doesn't interest you in any way whatsoever. So
Yeah.
me personally, I don't want a man because of his bank account. And truth be told, a lot of the men who have a lot of money when they're older, they work really hard and they lack emotional intelligence
Mm-hmm.
and they're not fun. And if they were, God forbid, ugly and nerdy growing up, they have a chip on their shoulder.
Yes.
So those are factors that are very unattractive to me at
Right.
40 plus as a
Right.
black professional. Okay.
Right.
I'm not interested in that man who wants to wield his finances over me to make himself feel like a boss
Right. Right.
because he's not a boss in his heart. He's very insecure. All the money in the world and all of the great positioning is never going to make him feel like he's somebody. He has to use his money to make him feel like somebody. And I'm the wrong one because I'm not impressed by that. I didn't grow up poor.
Either.
So I'm
Yeah.
not impressed by a man's money. These things don't mean
Exactly.
anything to me. I've owned luxury cars. These things don't mean anything
It
to me.
sure doesn't.
You
I
know,
know it
so
all. It is not even
right.
worth it.
It's not, well, I don't know because, a Benz drives better than a Lexus. But to say,
Well, you know,
you know,
what I'm saying. Okay, so
mhm,
You say a Benz drive.
yeah.
Well, yeah, but a BMW drives better than a Benz because I have both.
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah,
So, but
but
just
my
to
thing is
say
a
that,
Mini Cooper, so it ain't
mhm,
gonna be. Yes, so
it's about like I'm not impressed by that.
me
So when
either.
these men come with that energy and then they don't know what to do afterward, when you're not impressed or confused, because that's what's worked on so many women, because so many women have allowed that to be the new standard is if you buy them a purse. I don't
And I
care
don't care
about a
about purse.
purse.
Me
I
either.
don't care about a purse. Now, you talking about a vacation, that means more to
Oh,
me. You
hello, let's
talking
get
about
on
a
the
piece of
plane.
land,
Yeah,
a piece of
yes.
land as a gift is a much better gift to me than a purse. I don't
Now
care
you
about a
speaking.
purse.
Now you
A purse
speaking.
and a pair of shoes, that means nothing to
Nothing.
me.
First of
And
all,
these
I'm a
women are begging for
thrifter.
that.
I am a
Hmm?
thrifter.
Well,
Okay.
okay, I wanted to say that specifically. Yes, I'm a thrifter,
Yes.
so that means nothing to me as a
Yes.
purse. And they, oh, so you don't want this new,
No.
Mew Mew, whatever. I don't know nothing
No.
about that, and I don't care.
No.
Now, if you telling me that you want to invest in my business, that's way more
Yes.
attractive.
Yes.
Now,
Or I bought you
hmm
something for your business. I bought
I bought
you,
you. Ooh,
yes, you know what I mean? I bought you something for your
yes,
business. Or hey, I want to take you by this space and you tell me if this is something that'll work for your business. You take me
right.
to a building and say, what you think about
Mm-hmm.
this building? I've been
Yes,
talking about doing this type of
right.
event. What do you think? like
Right.
that.
Now we're in a different type of
Yes,
financial
yes,
gifting,
yes,
because when you say to me that you want to get me a new purse, you're telling me that you've dealt with little girls who that
yeah.
impresses. That doesn't
That
mean
don't
anything
impress
to me.
me at all.
Right.
At
And
all.
even more than that, when you're going out with somebody, somebody will say on an app, they drink casually, or they drink moderately.
Hmm. Hmm.
And they drink every single time you go out with them.
Yeah,
And they'll say, well, it's because we're out. So that's why I'm drinking. But I don't want somebody who drinks every single time we go out.
yeah,
Personally, I
yeah,
don't like that. And
yeah.
I would like to know that by going out with somebody and seeing how they
And then you
move.
can see how they act. Yeah.
I don't ever have
Hmm.
alcohol on a first date, second date, third date. I don't,
Yeah.
and I don't barely drink really. So
Yeah, me
especially if I'm
neither.
out, I can
Yeah.
drink at home. If you and I
Yeah.
are together and I'm sleeping there, I can drink. But
Right.
I don't particularly like to drink when I'm out. As a woman, I should be aware of my faculties. So that's not something that I like to do.
Right.
And you'll see how a man's behavior changes when you say you don't want to drink. I've seen it for years.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
surprised. Now they want to ask you why you don't want to
Don't
drink, because
drink.
how dare you not want to drink? You're supposed to be
No.
lubed up and ready for them to say whatever it is that they want to say to you,
No.
and get your guard down. They think that if you're not drinking, then your guard is up. Well, it is up because physically I should be aware of my surroundings. So yes, it will be up in that respect. But it also means that I'm coherent in our conversations. It
Right.
means that I'm listening to you
And I'm
and
not
I'm able to
sluggish.
yeah,
Hmm.
I'm not sluggish. I'm not confused. I'm not, maybe some people are angry drunks. I'm not maybe going to take what you said wrong and
Right.
start flipping out. Or they really just want to see if you're a happy drunk. And if they're
Right.
a happy drunk and they put their
A
hands on you a
loosey goosey
particular
drunk.
way,
Hmm.
yeah, are you a
Hmm.
loosey goosey drunk? That's what
Yeah.
they really want to know. And I'm
Yeah.
not. So you're not going
Yeah.
to find that out. And I'm not going to have any drinks with you on the first, second, third dates. I don't know you. And if I drive, I'm not drinking. And
Yes.
I always recommend, and that's another thing on the app. Before you go to the links, there is a nice, not warning, but just a
A
message to alert
disclaimer or
you.
something like
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
Hey, don't have a man pick you up at your house, or
Right.
a date. Because a
Right.
man, you shouldn't have women come to your house either.
Yeah,
Because
because they're
let's not
getting
forget,
robbed left and right lately.
the
They've been,
women the women
yes,
are setting the men up to get
they're
robbed.
setting them
And
up to get robbed.
yes,
They're
and they're
they're
not
drugging them and they're
recognizing that.
robbing them.
Yes,
Hmm.
and they don't know.
Mm-mm.
And they have no idea, and they think, oh, they brought the girl over, they wanted to show off the very nice apartment or
Hmm.
whatever. Then all of a sudden the girl uses the bathroom and says, oh, I just got my period, I didn't know, gotta go home.
Yes.
And then you next thing you know, you get robbed and you don't
You
know
got
how that
dudes, yeah,
happened.
dudes pulling up at your door and don't know it.
Yes.
Or they don't put something in your drink and
Right.
you lay it on the floor and you wake up, everything
Yes.
is gone.
Right.
But Momo,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna have to continue this conversation on my show. Let's talk about it
Okay.
with Sunny Mo because
Mm-hmm.
they
Mm-hmm.
need to hear this and they need to see you. How about
Yeah.
that?
Yes, they do need to hear me and see
Yes,
me.
they need to see you. So I am going to put you on the
Mhm.
calendar
All right.
and we're going to go from there. But I do appreciate the phone call. And the only
Mhm.
reason I'm cutting it short is because we don't went over, girl. We don't went
No,
over.
did we?
Yes, we don't went over 15 minutes over, but that's okay.
Oh,
And
okay.
I know how it is when we get into these shows on the phone because we get so into it and you'd be
Hmm.
surprised how fast,
Hmm.
the time goes. And even when
Yes.
we're doing live on Instagram, I have to stay on top of the time because it
Hmm.
gets so deep and it gets so interesting. And then on top of that, we got people that's on the live that leaves comments and we
Yes, and
want
their
to engage with the
questions.
comments and
Hmm.
answer those questions and stuff like that. But this is going to be a great show. So I do
Hmm.
appreciate you coming on today
And thank
and
you for having me.
at least introducing who you are and what you have going on. So the audience at
Hmm.
Let's Talk About It with Sunny Moore is going to be excited to hear this and see you, and we'll talk more about it. What you think?
Oh, that sounds great to me.
All right, sounds good. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you for having me.
calling
I
and
appreciate it.
being
Thank you so much.
available. So I'll talk to you on the 14th.
Sunday the 14th.
The
Yes, sounds
14th.
good.
Sounds
Yes.
good. All
All
right,
right.
Mama, you have a good day.
You too,
All
Sunny.
righty.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Okay.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.